So here we have it. Do that again. Hello, I'm Roger Bisbee from Skill Builder, and here we're looking at the Hilti impact driver, the 22 volt impact driver. Now this machine is so new that Hilti hand delivered it to us. It wasn't even on the market. They only had a couple in the country, but they let us have one for testing out, giving it a go. And this forms part of our overall impact driver test, which is why we needed it so urgently, because we wanted to run it up against the others and see what it did. Now, being a 22 volt rather than an 18 volt, and that's a genuine 22 volt, by the way, not one of these fudges. Being a 22 volt, it's got that bit more power in it anyway, but pretty compact for all that. And you can see it's got the 4 LED lights on there. It's also got a speed setting, simple 3-speed setting on the front there, very easy to operate. So on its top setting here, it's giving you 165 Newton meters of torque, which is right up there with the best of them, if you like, with the Makita, not as much as the DeWalt, but they reckon that the way this works is it drives for longer with each one of those hits, if you like, on the anvil. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. We'll try and determine that by using it, but it means that you're getting more of a sort of drive like you would with a surge power, but you're still getting a high amount of torque. Now, you just run it down to the lightest setting, and I'll just run this, you can hear it. So that's the top speed on the first setting. So that's good for controlling, it's good for doing screw driving jobs where you don't want it skidding around all over the place, you don't want to do any damage. So I'm thinking of things like hinges. We actually did take this out and use it. We've already used this one to fit a door with, and you can see what it did there. And then of course, if you bring the speed up to top speed, considerably faster. Now, with impact drivers, speed means high torque because it hits faster, it hits harder, and you get a higher torque. So we'll take this out, give it a go. You can see that it's a very clean looking machine. Hilti tend to go for this very sculptured, almost like it's been through a wind tunnel, and they like that look. It means that there's no edges on it, it's nice and comfortable and robust. But of course, we must just talk about the warranty on this. With Hilti, you have this extended warranty. They've got this cost in life thing that they say it's actually cheaper because they will give you this service on it. They will guarantee the service. You can get 3 years of warranty on it. You can even get it under fleet hire. If you don't want to buy it, you can have it leased. So loads of options with them on how you can go about buying it. And of course, they don't go through the dealers. You have to go through Hilti themselves. You can go online, or you can contact one of their local salesman reps, if you like, account managers, I think they call them, who will bring the tool round to you on site, let you have a go. So I think that's really quite a compelling thing. As I say, list price, they're not necessarily the cheapest, although I was quite surprised by this. It didn't pan out to be a lot more expensive than some of the others. And as I say, Hilti have always pushing this thing of it'll end up cheaper in the end. So enough of me, let's go and see what this little baby can do. So we've given the SID, or the SID 4, a run, and this brushless motor, it's got plenty of power. We've actually used a 2.6 amp hour battery on here rather than a larger one, because there's plenty of run time in this with that brushless motor. And we use the speed setting, and what we found is on the tech screws that the 2 and 3 were necessary, but obviously when you're doing smaller screws you can just go down to the single speed. The other thing we wanted to do is check the battery. How do you check the battery? Who knows? The way you check the battery is to press the battery release button's in at the side, and that gives you the bars on the battery. So a little bit of an odd thing there. Now this chuck, they made great play of the chuck because it's tapered so that you can just push it forward, you don't have to grab it too hard, which is kind of nice. I like that. What we did find is using a hex bit, once it had been doing a bit of work on those lag screws, on those timber fasteners, it actually drove it into the chuck a little bit too hard, and it was quite hard to release it. It was stuck in there for a sec. Now that may just be that bit holder, maybe other ones don't do it. Maybe if you use a genuine Hilti bit holder, that doesn't happen, but they didn't send us one, so what do we do? Anyway, it's a very nice, comfortable impact driver. They reckon that it spins faster when it's going in, so that point at which the hammer, if you like, engages is delayed, so you get a faster spin. So that is really just a matter of that spring inside being at a different tension so that the impact starts later. So if you know, you only need impact when you need impact. So on some of the smaller screws, it didn't even engage because it just didn't need it. So in that sense, you can use it as a small screwdriver. If you're doing things like fitting door furniture and so on, then put it on speed 1 and it'll be very, very gentle and it won't tear those screws to bits. So that is the whole advantage of having those 3 different speeds. And if you remember to use them, a lot of people with speeds, they just stick it in top speed and use top speed for everything, which is a great shame because this is a lot more sophisticated than that. Thanks very much for watching. We've got more impact drivers in the near future, and also we're going to be doing a roundup of all these impact drivers at the end to see how they compare up against each other.